And when I lived here and I had left my oldest daughter's dad. Hi. Hi, Fluff. Hello. Hello. Mama. Hey. And I met my youngest daughter's dad. And I couldn't afford the place by myself on my disability, even less now. But, like, it's more expensive to live here because the lot rent's more. Back then it was only, like, maybe $400 a month or so. Now it's like, nope. It's like $700 or something. It's stupid. And everything's gotta go up, apparently. But the wages barely go up with the... whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. Minimum wage and all that stuff doesn't go up, barely. But yeah. And I was like... And I kept having to choose either the mortgage to pay, which wasn't even in my name, it was in my mom and her ex's name, because she left him for somebody in Nebraska that she used to be with, her first husband or whatever. And then he had to leave because he couldn't afford it because he gets disability too. And so, like, he had to go back to where he was originally from, which was in Topeka. Yeah, anyways, I still sent the mortgage whenever I could. It was under a different mortgage company, which I prefer them because the one that they go through here now is fucking trash. But they accepted us, so I guess you get what you can, what you can get, I guess, or you can afford, or like, cause I have no credit and my roommate has terrible credit, so. But anyways, back to the story. So I was either gonna have to pay, like, I was like, I can only pay one, and I was trying not to lose the place because either way I'm gonna lose it. And so, like, I asked my dad for help. It was 2015. I asked him for help, and he's like, how are you gonna pay it back? And I was like, I don't know, but it's like, I get that, but at the same time, can't we figure that out later? You want me to be homeless? You don't care if I'm homeless. Like, and so he didn't help me because I needed $500 for one of, I think I was gonna do the lot rent. I was gonna have help for the lot rent. What are you doing over there? I don't know if he'll spray because he still can, even though he's fixed, because I've said this many times before, but I'm sitting here nervous. Fluff. What are you doing? You getting in the window? Don't do any weird shit over there. Come here. But anyways, like, he didn't help me, and so, like, I had to get a car title loan out on my van that I had. And I ended up not being able to pay it back because honestly, it was also because I thought I was going to be able to. It was like $100 something a month, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Because I don't know, I was like, I'm sure I can do that. And then it was a Mercury retrograde, so I wasn't able to do that. And then so, like, I was like, I was trying to move to somewhere cheaper in this town, but there isn't really much cheaper. And so, like, I should have said, like, I could have gone into, like, a different places up the road from here, but they were like, I didn't say I was trying to pay both. Like, I was struggling to pay both lot rent and mortgage, and I just put one on there, and they're like, well, you're paying the same, so, like, I never know, like, you have to lie to these fucking places, you never know what you're supposed to say, like, I don't know, this is so stupid, like, I don't like how you have to try to get into places, because they make it, like, impossible sometimes, and not that I wouldn't have qualified, like, I don't make enough, it's just, they're like, how are you not paying? It's like, I don't know why I didn't, like, I think that I would have been like, I think I was like worried, like, how if they were gonna ask, like, how are you paying both? Like, I'm not. So that's why I need this place. So I should have just, I don't know, my brain, I was freaking out. I didn't think. I was trying to get the hell out. Like, I was in survival mode. And so then I ended up having to move back to Topeka, which is an hour away. And I got accepted into a place. But I was like, okay, they're gonna let me move in today, or move in, like, and I have to just come up with, like, what was it, like $58 or $85 or something. And here's the kicker. My father helped me with that. He sent me $200. He sent me $200. I'm like, you're gonna help me with that? You're gonna help me move back to a shitty ass town instead of help me pay for the place I'm in? Because I was also trying to find a job and I wasn't having any luck. And I'm like, make it make sense. Why would you want me to move back to a shithole where it's not as safe? And I moved into a not so safe place either. Like, I mean, it wasn't so bad because I was by the office building I lived in, but still, yeah. So I was like, so yeah, my father and I, we just don't have a very good relationship. And I just decided, like, I'm done trying. So I just, fuck it, you know? So yeah, I took the long route of talking about that. I just wanted to give you some examples, you know, yeah. And another time when he came to visit me and my daughter, my oldest daughter, and she was like a toddler. It was like 2014, I believe, or 2013. I think it was Christmas 2013, around that time. Because that was the time she had all these ear infections and she was having vaccine reactions, and that's when I decided to stop giving them to her because she kept getting sick and sick and sick. And I was the only one taking care of her because her dad, yeah, he worked, but he didn't help for shit. And I was overwhelmed and burned out and had no support. My mom barely helped. Like, I'd have to pay her to, like, I don't know, she barely helped. There was one time she did take her, and then it was also because there was, like, I was like, okay, the antibiotics should be working for her now, and she still screaming, waking up screaming, and I realized it was because there were spirits in my house. I was like, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. Like, you're scared. I'm not being disrespectful, but you're being disrespectful by disturbing my daughter. And they left. So it was fine after that because my daughter slept really good at my mom's house. Which is like, oh, there's your sign. As I could feel them damn things in there. Spirits be attracted to babies because they're a brand new soul and everything. I don't know. They just were for my all three of mine. But yeah. That time, that in 2013, near Christmas time, my daughter was like, because later, yeah, actually that spirit thing happened before, I think in September. I'm thinking it was in September, because I was like, okay, first, it was like right after her 4-month ones, I think, shots, and she like, and I thought that was the end of it, but no. Those ear infections kept coming back until I don't know, like, they just kept coming back. And it was around Christmas, my dad came to visit, and I got freaking overstimulated and burnt out, and, like, of course I was upset, and, like, I was on the computer trying to, like, on my ex's computer trying to send videos and stuff or whatever to my email for my dad so I could share them to him or whatever, and my daughter was sleeping, and then she woke up crying. I was like, oh, I was getting frustrated. I was like, I think I said something like, none of y'all can't, you know, I don't know, my ex came up and got mad and unplugged the computer on me, and I chucked his phone, and, like, we got into a physical fight, and then my dad was like, I'm gonna leave. Like, at first I was like, after that I was so mad, I'm upset, I was like crying, and I left my daughter with them. I didn't know what else to do, and I went to my neighbor's and was crying and cooled down, and then I came back and my dad's like, well, I'm gonna leave. Or actually my dad came over, hold on, let me just freaking make another video.